Hello, everybody. It is Friday. Sorry, it's Friday, the 12th of August. Um, yes, holy cows and spiritual distance. I just want to show you what it is we're actually doing at the moment so we can do it consciously. And I want to show you how what we have internalized as truth is creating our foundation from which we perceive what is happening. And if we're going from the wrong foundation, our interpretation of what is happening will be wrong. And I want to show you that again, going back to that David Icke interview, because I can see something that he did that I would interpret in a different way. And I'll give you my interpretation, but I can show you where his interpretation is coming from. The foundational belief, something that he has internalized as truth. And from that, his interpretation is growing. So we must change our foundations. So first of all, holy cows, and I'm going back to the red heifer, because it has occurred to me why it is a cow. Again, somebody got this image, and this image contains a truth. And again, this image, that truth came somewhere very close to home, from somewhere very close to home, because it created an image that is here, something that we know. So, a cow. As I said before, it is red because it is the root chakra. We're going back to the truth, our own truth that we're rooted in. And it's a female because it's a thought. So the thought is searching and it's connecting to the foundation. And it is a cow, and here comes. If you look at the image of a cow and you think, what is a cow doing? A cow will choose its food over and over again. Yeah? And that is what we're doing at the moment, because we've been told spiritual teachings and we've internalized them. As Jesus said, I'm now inside of you. You have internalized me. Yeah? And we have internalized a lot of spiritual teachings that are now our foundation of how we see ourselves. And right now, our food is coming up again because it's not sitting right with us. Yeah? We have built a structure that is crooked, and we know that. So we are now at a time where, honest to God, our stomach is rejecting what we have swallowed and internalized, and we're chewing through it again. And through the process of chewing, you're actually changing the food. And that is what we're doing right now. When we are like searching on the internet. We are trying to find something that would sit a bit better with us than what we've got right now. So again, the cow is talking about you. So all the farmers that are running around in their sheds looking for red heifers, leave those poor cows alone. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with them. You have been likened onto a cow. That's what that says. So, right. So we're chewing our food because we know somehow this is not right. It's not sitting right with us. And as I said, we must change the foundation before we do anything else. If we find the right foundation that sits with us, we become that energy. We internalize it. We become that energy, and we attract outcomes according to our truth. See, your energy is like a black hole that will attract that which is according to yourself. So if you're deep in negativity, you will attract negative outcomes. Now that's another thing. It's if we're doing this unconsciously, yeah, we must become conscious of what it is we're doing. So, and now let me come to David Icke, and here comes spiritual distance. And again, we can see the spiritual workings in ourselves and in this world. Yeah? This is a depiction of who we are and what it is we're doing. And that is our spiritual truth. Now, when you talk about distance here, and I'm not talking about like from here to a town or something like that, but between ourselves as spiritual energies. You know, and some energies are distant from us and others are closer to us. Again, those that are like us are the closest to us, and they would form our friends and family. Or, well, family you can't choose, but those members of your family that you could choose. And that is spiritual closeness. And then again, that energy is formed by your thoughts and your emotions. So you attract those that are mostly of the same thoughts, the same emotions, and you know each other. You understand each other because you like each other. And there are others you do not understand and you cannot talk to because they are completely different energy. And there are those that you can talk to and you can be close to in certain aspects. Yeah? But if you like veer from those topics, yeah, you just can't get into agreement. See, and there's those, the only thing you can agree on, or the only thing you can do is, you know, if you really cannot talk about anything else, restrict yourself to polite conversation about the weather. I think that's what Jane Austen said. I think she was very right. And that is how it is. Yeah, it's not that we should be all the same. We are diverse, and that's a good thing. Yeah, and if there's somebody who's spiritually, whose energy is not like you at all, then leave him be. You do not have to be close to everything, understand everything. That is not who you are. You can make connections, and other connections you cannot make. But that is the web. And you are what you are. But as I said, you can change yourself. Especially if you are creating a very negative outcome for yourself, then you should change yourself. And out of changing yourselves, you can then, again, there will be new connections coming toward you because you will be attracting them. Right, so now, and that is distance. And that is spiritual distance. It's just the more different an energy is from yourself, the more distant that person or whatever contains that energy is from you. And that is how it is. It's not good or bad. It is how it is. As I said, you want to change yourself. Do not go around trying to change others to bring them closer to you, but change yourself into that which you want to attract. The only thing you have a right to change, really, is yourself. But everybody else should be the master of their own energies. Right, so David Icke, and what he said is when he took that drug and went far out, and connected with something else, and that something else told him that this is a simulation, and that we're infinite awareness. And again, out of the wrong understanding of himself, David Icke, well, first of all, he says, well, I knew that. Yes, of course you knew that. That's why you connected to that other thought, because you were in agreement. You were the same on that point. That's why you got attracted to it, or why, and you shut yourself far out. So there was something there far out that you could connect to on those 2 points because you were in agreement. But now he says, well, so that is how it is. Now, okay, we now have 2 witnesses. And again, the book would tell you 2 witnesses, then you know the truth. I would say if this is a field of all possibilities, so now we have 2 witnesses in all possibilities. So that makes it the one and only truth. 2 out of gazillions or whatever. Well, I wouldn't say so. But then, of course, you can make disciples to that thought. And then what do? The more you get together, the more true it will become. Because 1,000 lemmings can't go wrong. Again, that doesn't work either. But, and here is what I want to show is where David Icke has the fundamentally wrong view of himself that would lead him to believe that far out there is the truth. And it's not. It just means there's something that is completely different from him. Only on those 2 points they were the same. That is why they could connect on those 2 points. So what David Icke thinks of this is nothing. I am nothing. This is the darkness. And from that, thinking that the further out you go, you reach the light. But if you say, I am my own light, I'm very crooked at the moment, because I've been internalizing this, that, or the other, again, out of the understanding that I'm nothing and everything else must be right because I'm the village idiot. So out of that view, then you would think the further you go from here, the more you reach the light. But if you see that distance, you are what you are. And distance means there's something that is completely different from you. And that is not good or bad. Yeah? They could be completely different from you, but have gone wrong in their own rights, just in a completely different way. Yeah? They can be just as wrong as you, just in a different way. And there again, there's a teaching that he has internalized. And that is actually, again, whether he's conscious of that or not, it's coming from the Bible. Yeah? You are but dust. God has got the big garden of knowledge and he knows everything, and you know nothing. And from that perspective, and then you view distance as the further away it is from the darkness that I am, the more light it must become, and that's not what it says. But as I say, from that foundation of thinking of yourself, you are interpreting what is happening in that way. Whereas you say everything is its own light, its own knowledge. And if you see that you connect with something else because you are the same, then you understand that why he connected far out there on those 2 points is because on those 2 points they were the same. That does not make themselves better or more light. They could have gone horribly wrong in a completely different way, and that's what's creating the distance. It's different from you. So, as I said, we must rechew our food. We must see what it says to us. We must examine what we have swallowed full on as truth. And again, with the Bible, a lot of what you have swallowed and internalized is not actually what that book is saying, but the church's interpretation of it. They have created you. They have created your energies. And as I said, we need to build a new foundation. And it is ourselves we need to change. It is what we believe, it is what we know about ourselves that we need to change. And from that, we will view everything completely different. Anyway, I think I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.